In this free masterclass, I'm breaking down some of the most powerful concepts that have helped me level up my trading over the past 9 years and have helped thousands of other traders level up right beside me. How to read volume the right way, how to trade the opening range breakout with confidence, with conviction, and without hesitation, and a real risk management strategy that actually works. This is the kind of education that people will charge you thousands for. And in today's video, I'm going to make a guarantee that I don't usually make. I guarantee you that you will get $2,000 worth of value watching this, just like the 1,000 plus people that watched it with me live did here.
Was this worth your imaginary $2,000 investment? Yes or no? You came so far, you've gotten your value. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We're piranhas, not goldfish. If you know, you know. We deliver on these. I know your time's valuable, and I respect that more than you guys know. More than you know.
And I promise you, my friends, watch it all the way through because this could very well change your trading forever.
Okay, we are back in action. Welcome to the pillars of profitable trading and how to master the markets in 2025 and become profitable quicker than you ever thought possible. Now, in today's webinar, I have a challenge for you. For the next 90 minutes, I want you to close out all unnecessary tabs on your device. Every single unnecessary tab. I don't want you sitting through this webinar halfway scrolling through TikTok, going through Instagram, going through Twitter. That will be there later. What won't be there later is life-changing education in real time, soaking in knowledge for you that you can use as soon as tomorrow. Put the phone away, take the notes, because what I'm about to show you is the complete framework that separates consistently profitable traders from everyone else. Maybe you're a consistently profitable trader looking to scale. Maybe right now you're everyone else. The goal for today is to take consistently profitable trader that wants to scale, put you one step up, and take everyone else and put you in the place of consistently profitable trader. This isn't about finding better setups. It's about becoming a better trader. I want you to be a better trader in 90 minutes from now than you are at this very moment. Now, in today's agenda, it's very simple. In our time together tonight, my goal is to transform you in 3 critical ways. I want to give you clarity on why most traders fail and how you're going to avoid their mistakes. I want to give you confidence through a proven psychological framework that I have learned over the past nearly decade of trading. I've been trading for 9 years, nearly a decade in this game. I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've had a lot of really big wins and a lot of success, and it's changed my life forever. I give that to you guys tonight. And finally, I want to unlock your trading potential with discipline and consistency. The whole theme of this is to get you consistently profitable and get you choosing discipline over dopamine. In this live and this team, we choose discipline. This is what I need from you. Implementation. There is nothing in this world that will make you profitable if you don't commit to doing the work. The difference is I'm going to show you how to make it work systematically and repeatably. You follow what I tell you, you will have a system, you'll be able to repeat it, and if you manage your risk in the meantime, congratulations, you just became a profitable trader. If this happens, then that. That is our mindset for tonight. Now, why this free masterclass exists. I get asked this all the time. Jdun, how do I know when to enter? Why do I keep breaking my rules? I can't stop breaking my rules. How do I stay disciplined during losing streaks? I keep losing, Jdun. I need a win. I need it now. I need it today. I gotta win. I gotta change this around. And what's your exact strategy? How can I just copy what you do? Now, I simply don't have time to personally respond to every single thousands of DMs that I get. That is the why. This masterclass is my way of giving you the complete framework and all the answers to each of these questions. By the end of this live, I want you guys having each of these answered, feeling confident, going into the trading day as soon as tomorrow. But I can learn everything on my own on YouTube. Well, here's the truth about free content. I've been making content for about 4 going on 5 years now. I've been trading for 9 years. YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are designed for one thing: keeping your attention for ad revenue, not teaching you exactly what you need to know. You've probably already tried learning from all the free content, and how is that working for your consistency? There's probably a reason you're here. There's a lot of problems with a lot of the free content these gurus give out. It drives me nuts. Contradictory advice from different gurus. One guru is telling you get rich quick. One guru is telling you Forex. One guru is telling you full forward this or do that. None of that here. There's no accountability or personal guidance. Most of these people are not disciplined themselves. They don't make money themselves. Therefore, how are they supposed to teach you? They're missing the most important parts. There's no systematic approach, just a bunch of random tips. You get overwhelmed and not educated. The point of tonight is not to overwhelm you. A lot of educators will make their education very confusing. Therefore, they can charge more for it, right? My goal for you is to simplify things as much as possible and put the ball in your court of if you'll follow your plan, if you'll trade your system, and if you'll stay consistent with it. If you can do those things, I can almost guarantee you you're going to see improvement. Now check in. Time to check in, chat. I want to know something. What is your biggest challenge in trading? So I can optimize this best for you guys. Let me know in chat, what is your biggest hurdle as a trader? When to enter? Over trading. Holding winners longer. That's one we got to talk about tonight. Closing winners too fast. Entries, consistency, risk management, tilt. Oh, that's a bad one. Losing streaks. When to enter? Over trading again. Over trading, consistency. All reasonable problems. And you'll notice you're seeing a lot of the same ones happen over and over. And the good thing about this is I have not seen one single problem pop up that can't be fixed. I truly believe that by the end of this webinar, every single problem that I'm seeing has the ability to be fixed with the correct systems in place. So let's get everyone up to speed. What separates profitable traders from everyone else? And by the way, a majority of this webinar, minus these slides, is going to be on the charts. So these are very important. They build the foundation. It's very important to implement this knowledge into your mind. And then what I'm going to do is go into the charts, show you exactly how I trade volume, exactly what to look for, simplify things to the best of my ability that 9 years of experience has taught me, go over the ORB, and then go over how you're going to use those two strategies with risk management. And that's how today's going to go, my friends. You're going to walk out here saying, damn, I need that every night. It's not better indicators. It's sure as hell not secret strategies. It's not market predictions, and it's not luck. Yeah, here and there you'll get a little luck, a Trump tweet or some news, but for the most part, profitable trading is not luck. It's volume price analysis, it's consistent discipline, and it's execution. You do those things over and over, you manage risk in the process, you become a consistently profitable trader over time. Now in this free masterclass, I'm going to go over your volume analysis framework. I don't want you having a single question about volume after this. Volume intelligence, how to spot fake breakouts. I don't want you getting caught in false breakouts anymore. I want you following institutions, following smart money, and confirming real moves in real time. My 15-minute ORB strategy. My complete 15-minute ORB strategy that removes emotion from trading decisions. I don't want you guessing anymore. I want you executing. I don't want you thinking anymore. I want you executing. That is the theme of this, my friends. Manage your risk, read volume, and finally, have a system in risk management that protects your capital while maximizing your profits. You're going to lose money sometimes. My goal for you is to lose little bits of money, keep big amounts of money, and the difference between those is money that's in your bank. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, as far as the 3 pillars of profitable trading, one is going to be volume analysis, which comes with price. I want you to read volume like a pro and see what happens. See what the market makers don't want you to see. 2 is the strategy, the 15-minute ORB. Simple, repeatable setups that work in any market. And more so, give you a framework of exactly how to trade support and resistance the right way. And finally, risk management. I want you to protect your capital like your life depends on it, because these days, it does. It really does. Now, how valuable is this masterclass? I want you to agree right now to treat this information as if you just invested $2,000 in your trading education tonight. I want you to think to yourself, you just put $2 grand in, Jdun, this is your shot. I'm here to learn. Give me my money, baby. So if you're committed to implementing what you learned tonight, you're going to get your money's and time's worth, because I want you all to be worth 2,000 plus an hour. Comment yes in the chat. Let me know. I'm putting my faith in you that each of you guys is worth 2K plus an hour. I want you to own it. I want you to feel it. I want you to embrace it. So that's what we're doing tonight. I'm going to give you your money's worth. That's right. Own it. This is the same framework of discipline that took me from struggling with inconsistent results, in debt, blown accounts, tens of thousands of dollars lost, emotional trading decisions, anger, frustration, just being pissed every day trading, to consistent profitability, 1 to 2 hour trading days, and complete emotional control. I might get excited sometimes when we win, but for the most part, I take a loss, I'm cool. You know, it's part of the game. I have complete emotional control to not allow tilt and revenge trading and impulsivity to take over my trading. I took that back. And I know that with the right systems, you guys can too. My trading journey, the real story is I wasn't born a profitable trader. I made every mistake in the book. Trust me, a lot of mistakes. Revenge trading after losses, risking too much on sure thing setups, or needing a win after a few losses, or losing the first few trades of the day and getting pissed and trying to make that money back, breaking my own rules constantly, and ignoring every volume signal or price action signal the market gave me. The turning point came when I realized trading required discipline over dopamine. And what changed everything? It wasn't a new strategy or indicator. It was volume, following rules, and protecting capital. Once I mastered this, the profits come. Slow, fast, steady, whatever it may be, they come over time. And finally, why this opportunity is life-changing. Trading is the ultimate skill because you're your own boss. I'm an introvert, guys. Like the main reason why I got into trading, minus the money, was I'm an introvert. I didn't want to have to go and be surrounded by 100 people every day. Maybe that's just me, but I wanted to be my own boss. If I didn't want to have clients, I didn't have clients. If I didn't want to have employees, I didn't have employees. I didn't have to take inventory like when I worked at Jimmy John's, or like when I was a dishwasher counting up the dishes for the night, or when I was at a call center meeting quota for selling newspapers. That job sucked. Or when I was working HVAC and sheet metal, that sucked as well. I wanted to be my own boss. It's recession proof. Markets move up and down, and you profit off both, especially when the market moves down, because you take the stairs up and the elevator down. It's location independent. You trade from anywhere with internet. Now, that I like to add a little disclaimer to that. I love trading from home base, but technically speaking, you can get up and move if your family needs it. You can get up and you can trade on vacation if need be. Time freedom, 1 to 2 hours per day max. You want an hour, 2-hour workday? You got it. An unlimited income potential. Not saying you're going to get rich quick. I want you to know that right now. If you're here to get rich quick, this is not the webinar. Your account can grow indefinitely if you put the work in and if you scale up properly. That's what I like, is you get out what you put in. You're not capped like a lot of corporate jobs. Now, you guys ready to transform your trading? Comment ready if you're ready. If you're ready and committed to mastering your psychology, your system, and volume. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go. Now, pillar 1 is going to be volume price analysis. The mental framework of profitable traders and using volume, reading volume like a pro, and seeing what the market makers don't want you to see. Now, the hidden language of volume, before we go to the charts that I need you guys to understand, is I want you to think of volume like footprints in the sand. Low volume is retail traders, us small guys. Quiet, scattered activity, no real conviction, and very easy to manipulate. And then there's high volume, which is institutional money, the big boys. That's whose side we want to be on. The big banks and hedge funds, they move millions at once, and they leave massive footprints. Profitable traders learn to ignore these retail and low volume bad signal instincts and go with the smart money. And here's what most traders miss. When you see unusual volume at key price levels, that's not random traders like you and me. That's smart money making their move and hoping that you don't notice. The question is not what's the price doing. The question is who's moving the price and where is price heading to before it moves too far out of the direction where you can't get a good risk reward entry. Volume is how you find out ahead of time. And the volume truth is price lies, but volume tells the real story. That's the truth. It reveals big money buying by accumulation from institutions. It reveals distribution, smart money selling. It reveals breakout confirmations with real or fake moves. We know those as anomalies. And then trend strength of will it continue? When you trade what institutions do, you profit. Now, step one is going to be identify unusual volume spikes. Step two is track volume at key levels. Step three is confirm breakouts with volume. And step four is spot when smart money enters. Now, when it comes to looking at volume, there's a few things that I want you guys to be aware of. All right. And that's volume is most important to me at specific key levels. So let's first start talking about breakouts, excuse me, not breakups. If you're going through a breakup, I'm going to help you make some money to get over it. Now, when we're looking at breakouts with volume, okay, I don't care about random volume spikes throughout the day or volume dips. I care about what's happening at key levels. For example, when I can see a specific trend line being broken, let's take this, where we have a key high here, key high a day. We have key levels, right? And we have a clear swing high. Let's move down a little bit. A clear swing high, lower high, lower high. What do we notice about the breakout candle here? Right? If I'm looking for continuation in a trend or reversal, I want to look at where is the trend breaking and what's the volume saying. So a lot of you guys will try to catch uptrends here or in here or in here. And the fact of the matter is, guys, is that when it comes to having an A+ entry, I want you focusing on 1 to 2 good trades a day and using the 5-minute chart intraday for your volume price analysis entries. I typically will wait for 5-minute candle closures whenever I'm trying to A, confirm a breakout, or B, confirm a reversal. So when we see a setup like this, where you have swing high here, let's also notate too, we're going to go over this in a moment back when we get to 15-minute orb, but we have our 15-minute low right here, our 15-minute high right here. And so what is this telling us? When we have a whole site number 23,000, we have, right, we found a relative swing low right here. We break up aggressively with 2 pin bars here and a higher low from previous reversal with higher volume. Whenever you guys notice structure and levels being closed above or broken by a 5-minute pin bar up or down with higher than normal volume, that's an indication that price wants to continue up. Whenever you see this, the first thing I want you looking for when it comes to volume and price is when you see a confirmation candle. I call it the trend making candle, the basing candle. You see this close above our key level 23,000. We close above this breaks of structure here. Our pin bar has higher volume. That tells us there is teeth to this move. These buyers are aggressive and they want to keep pushing us on up. The way you know that it's higher volume is based on previous candles. It's all relative to what happened before. So let's say we have this, okay? Let's say this is what the chart looks like. We don't know what the previous volume looks like, so how do we tell if this is high or low volume? We have nothing to base it on. However, when you look at what's been happening with this accumulation, slow and steady buildup, we get one aggressive pin bar in between this fair value gap here, right? On this pin bar, higher volume than the previous candle. We move up, 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 little sweep down, higher low in here. The big part of this is we close this 5-minute above, we have solid volume here, and we move on up. Now, similar situation, and this was the trade that I took today live. This is a real example that I took in real time. If you were trading live with me, you heard this. This is part of the 15-minute orb, so I don't want to go over that too much until later in the presentation, in the lesson. But we have our first 3 5-minute candles marked out, okay? On the fourth 5-minute candle, we closed below our 15-minute low. Now, typically that's the trend setting candle. However, I like to get the retest back up before I try. Now, if I see a candle like this with aggressive volume, I sometimes will put a little more risk on. Have you been making money with me, chat? Let them know in chat if you've been making money with me on live or not. If I know what I'm talking about live or not. You tell them. I want to answer that. So we see, appreciate y'all. So we see us close below here. If we have higher volume on the trend setting candle below the 15-minute low, personally, that's going to tell me I'm willing to put more risk on. But because this was lower volume, I got to pump the brakes a little bit. However, on the next candle down, we see aggressive full body. We see higher red volume. That's telling us that sellers are aggressive here. That's going to ping me to a sell entry or to a trade entry in that direction. So what's this chart telling me? I want to take the guessing out of it. It's telling me that we closed below 23,000. We have aggressive move to the downside. We have higher selling volume. So on this next pop up here, I'm going to look for a high probability shorts entry with stops defined beforehand. So this tells me I need to look for shorts. I look for the risk reward to be visualized and defined. At this point, and this was this morning, guys, in real time. This isn't hindsight. I enter shorts at 985 because at this point, we have 15 points to our whole site number 23,000, to our 15-minute low here, and to the highs of this candle. I know that if I can enter shorts in this area, if I take a stop loss above 23,000 on this trade, I'm wrong. When I can define if I'm wrong based on a trade, and I can see that in the chart I'm wrong here, that's a good trade regardless, because I have 15 points of risk. I don't like to have more than 25 points, absolute maximum 30 points of risk on any trade I take on NQ. But if I can visualize my risk, I have volume and price telling me this wants to keep moving down. I have 15 potential points of risk here. I know that if I get a 25-point trade, I'm above 1.5 R. That's what I like to take my first trim at. Ideally, you hear people say they want to get 2R or 3R. It's not realistic a lot of the time, especially if you're trading with prop firms. I want you guys getting paid out and funded. We've had a lot of people get paid out and funded. You get it with base hits, with consistent 1.5R, 2R, 2.5R, 3R trades. You don't get it by catching 500 points a trade or 1,000%. Those guys are idiots. Yeah, you'll catch one once in a while, but when, for example, if we take this trade today, which we did at 985 area, and we have 15 points of risk, golden, because I know if it goes above this price, I was wrong on the trade. I'm going to go over a losing trade I took next in here. We talk about the losers too here. If I can take this 10 times, right, and have volume confirm, give me the lower high entry. If I take this 10 times and I have, call it a 1.5R 3 times, that means on those of 1.5R for 3, it's 4.5. If I take 6 losses, let's say I lose this 6 times, I lose 6R. I win 3 trades for 1.5R, that's 4.5R, and I win the last 2 trades for 2R, which was our second trim today. That puts me up 8.5R. I lost 6 trades, down 6R. What does that mean? It means I'm net positive 2.5R with a 40% win rate. That's what I want you guys to understand, is that if I lose more than I win, I can still be net profitable using these principles based on higher R multiple. Now let's talk about the next trade I lost. This has to do with volume as well. We came up, right? I ended up getting stopped out around break even on this trade. Then we came up and we touched this 23,000 area, rejected aggressively with just about the same volume. I would have rather seen this more, but a majority of this candlestick was what? To the downside. We rejected this. Yes, we closed higher than we opened, but it was by a point or so. So I see this and I think to myself, well, here's the reality. This looks like we want to flag down. We aggressively reject this previous support turn to resistance. I'm going to try these shorts in the same area I took it before, 985-ish area, right, 980, 985, with stops above this candle, hoping that we get the move back down to low of day. Because if we get that move, we have our clear price target defined. If we get that move to low of day, right there alone is a 1.5R plus trade. That's what I want you to understand. I'm not trying to throw out a complicated terminology, my friend. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. Risk reward, basic setups, VPA. I promise I'm not the guy that's going to make this complicated for you. That's not me. Now, furthermore, we keep moving forward. Let's go talk about another setup. Right, we go here. What's the first thing that we do every single morning? We map out our 15-minute low and our 15-minute high. Now, this isn't so much about the orb as much as it's about looking for when setups are going to try to false break us out. Because a lot of times when you guys have a support or resistance, and this specifically with the 15-minute orb, you see the touch down here, right? We break below, but on this break below, there's something fishy going on. Why am I not going to take this break below the orb on this? And in fact, this was a trade that we took yesterday. I ended up switching to the upside. Can you guys tell me in chat why I'm not going to immediately just see this candle, take the short, and hope for continuation down? Because of volume. And again, this is not hindsight. This was a real trade that we watched in real time yesterday inside Team Bull. Because we see this aggressive candle here. Yes, we technically closed below. Not half of it is wick to the upside, so that looks fine. However, this next candle here, though it's full body, has much less volume. It's on par with the rest of the candles here. So for me to take this short as we pop back up, I want to see us have another failure candlestick down, and then have a better risk reward in this area. And instead, when I'm watching this, I'm watching the 1-minute chart and I'm watching the 5-minute chart at this time. So as I'm watching the 1-minute chart, let me go ahead here and whoops, let me get this all settled up. Here we go. So as I'm watching the 1-minute chart and the 5-minute chart here, this is the same day, Wednesday, Tuesday. Okay. There we go. Charts are hard. As I'm watching these two charts in conjunction, as I always do, what do I see happening down here? And again, I don't take trades personally off the 1-minute chart. I watch the 5-minute. I'm always waiting for volume confirmation on the 5-minute, but I will watch the 1-minute chart for confirmation of what's happening in these candles. Now, I want to know what's happening in the middle of these 5-minute candles because I can see price developing, but if I want to see what's happening before price closes, I like the 1-minute. Well, within this candle from here, 8:55 to 9, what do we notice happening here, specifically right at the end of this candle? We see this doji here with very low volume. These sellers don't have any teeth to them. These sellers, though it has low volume, right? We get the doji here. We fail to go lower, and then we have green candle, green candle, green candle. I'm not willing to short this until we see another 5-minute confirmation below. So when I see this action unfolding in here, I think to myself, well, price is trending in this area. If I can get an entry right around this candle close at 115, I think that our sellers have lost their momentum. The volume showing it, price is showing it. I'm going to go ahead, try a long here, excuse me. Keep my maximum stop below this 95, a hard stop here, ideal stop at 100. And I'm going to target now the midline. So if I can target the midline of we'll go over this in the 15-minute orb, right? Enter around 115, this candle open. That means at a maximum, I have about 20 points of risk. So if I can get a 40-point move up, that's a solid 2R plus trade. And that's what we got. Every single trade that I take, the first thing I'm looking for is if I can manage my risk, if I can visualize my risk, and then do I have a price target that makes sense to give me a solid risk reward? If I have that, I'm going to take the trade. If I don't have that, I'm not going to take the trade. It's very simple compared to a lot of ICT and other super complicated strategies that don't pay you long term. The whole point of volume price analysis is to be able to look at price and go, well, this makes sense or this doesn't. This was another setup that I liked yesterday. I did not take the setup because I had a long morning. My kid was screaming. He wouldn't eat his breakfast. It was a hectic morning. When I don't sleep well, when I have a lot going on in life, I like to get settled in and not force trades. So this is a prime time example of what I'd look for. This kind of incorporates the 15-minute orb too. We have the first 15 minutes of price action. And every single time when I get these 15-minute highs and lows, I want to draw out where's my halfway point. Well, I see us test here, move up, right? Little lower volume, not enough to be considered an anomaly, but not super aggressive buying volume to the upside. Now, where I start to get interested in shorts, and if you were trading live with me, you heard this, is when we get this doji candle here at the 61.8 with higher red volume. We fail to go higher, we close below, and this is a typical sign, especially at a key level, that you're going to see a reversal to the downside. So we all see this volume, correct? You see the uptick in red volume and selling volume along with the doji. So when I see this, I think to myself, I'm going to start looking in this area for continued signs of downtrend where I can enter shorts, keep stops above this wick high, which also happened to be a whole site number 23,200. Keep stops above this high, have 20 or so points of risk in here on 85, 80, 75 area. Short there, stops below, and then what's the cool thing about shorting or longing at the midline? What do I like about longing or shorting at the midline in this scenario? What I like about it is that we have a price target. We have good risk because we can target if we have a stop above, call it 23,200, we have a low of day in place. And oftentimes when you fail the midline with a VPA confirmation, you're going to go and retest that. Well, in this particular case, you put your stops in here, 25 points of risk, potential for 50 plus points a gain. That's a 2.24 risk reward multiple. That's a W long term. If you can consistently have trades where you can see your risk, you can see where the trade doesn't make sense anymore, where also you're protected as the trader and investor, as the business owner, because that's what we are. We're all business owners. Your job is to protect your product. Your product is your cash. I want you guys protecting your cash at all costs. So I want to make sure, do we all understand when I'm showing you this, how we get the VPA confirmation, and even more importantly, you guys can see your risk, not only how much you're going to lose potentially, but also where the trade is not valid anymore. If you can mark out where the trade is not valid, how much you're potentially going to lose, and have that decided before you take the trade, what else is there to be emotional about? At that point, it's just waiting for your price target. And if you can confirm that with VPA, right, where you see the higher selling volume at the key level, or vice versa, higher low, you see the higher buying volume, or you see the higher buying volume through a breakout, that's going to equal long-term for you success in aggressive trading like that. Let's go even further. Let's go here and see if we can find the example. So this was Monday. We mark out the high and the low here. Okay. When we see that, a lot of times too, right? Whenever you guys see, this is important. Two examples here. Whenever you guys see aggressive trend or aggressive candles, right? Full body candles with higher volume through key levels, oftentimes that's going to continue. Prime example for our orb breakout this day. You see us tap here, tap below. We never close below, so you don't take that. Clearly, we'll go over that in a second. And then when we finally get this breakout, what do we notice about this breakout here? That we have higher volume, right? So we have increasing volume, full body candle, over resistance level. Oftentimes when you see that, you can look for the pullback down. You can look for the entry in here, keep stops below the trend setting candle. So in this case, let's see, right? You notice that in real time. We're watching that play out in real time, okay? Let's look at this. Let's play it at normal speed or 0.5 speed. So you're watching price play out back and forth. We clearly held above the midline. Let's take a look at that. So you always want to have that marked out. Okay, let's see here. We went from high to low, 50% retracement, 61.8. We held this area, aggressive hold above. We're still holding it here. So let's see what price wants to give us. We're moving up. We're moving up, right? We get this close above. We get this close through here with higher volume at this point. What do I want you guys looking at that we got the higher volume close through? I want you seeing, okay, well, on this trend setting candle, where's the low here? How far from the open is the low? So for us, it's going to be, and I'm not saying enter here, I'm saying you need to know this. So if we close at 992, our low from this is about 18 points. This is a trade where I'm open to you guys trying it with lighter size here. Ideally, we'd like to pull back down and continue. But in a trade like this, I'm okay with you trying it with lighter size, adding on that extra risk, and having that 18, 20 points of risk here. That if we fall below this again, you stop out. Because oftentimes, if you try to wait for the perfect entry every time and have full size, here's what happens. You're going to watch it in real time. You move up and you never get a chance to enter and you miss the whole trade. So if you're going to enter a little early sometimes with that VPA confirmation break, that higher volume close over a previous resistance, then all I ask is that on this particular trade, I want you guys using a little lighter size and then with that risk going for that 1.5R first. So if you can get that first trim at 1.5R, scale your stops up, right, to break even or around there, then your next target up is 2R, right? Which would have been, let's pull this back down for our sake, to 2R. Up at 2R, you take your next trim. Then you scale that back up. Maybe your next trim goes at 2.5R. You would have gotten that over here, all while your stops are trailed up and you're not hitting break even. So that's what I want you guys looking for is you can have a 40% win rate, a 30% win rate. If you're catching a few of these big moves and just having some patience, especially for you guys on a live account. Yes, payouts are cool. Yes, a lot of my students get funded, get payouts. But what is something, if you've learned from me, what do I tell you about prop firms? Do I want you trading on prop firms forever? No, I want you getting your payouts, milk these damn firms, put your money in your live account, and trade your own money. That's my ultimate goal for you guys. You guys want to be full-time traders. You guys want to make a lot of money long-term doing this. You want to have freedom. You want to take your family on vacation. Don't put your trust in a prop firm forever. For a little bit, sure, we'll milk them together. But long-term, I want you trading your own capital long-term. That's the ultimate goal, is take their money, put it in your account, build your account up. That's the goal for you guys long-term. And with VPA, I have full confidence you guys can do that. Now, pillar number 2 is going to be the 15-minute orb. We're going to be right back on the charts, right back on it like Donkey Kong. Now, why the 15-minute orb works, opening range breakout. This strategy works because institutional money creates predictable patterns. We want predictable patterns. I don't want you guys guessing anymore. I want you guys predicting and executing based on what the market's telling you. High probability setups with clear risk reward. I want you guys having the clearest possible setups. It's going to remove the guesswork and emotion. We got to remove that if you're ever going to have a chance at making money against the big guys. And it works in any market condition. It works with individual stocks as well as indices. Works for SPY, QQQ, NQ, Tesla, NVIDIA. You look around every day. Oftentimes, auto scale for fun, look around individual stocks and see, all right, what's closing above or below its 15-minute high or low? Because sometimes you'll find opportunity if volume is confirming it. When you trade what institutions do, you profit. And why this strategy eliminates emotions. And I probably shouldn't use the word eliminate. I should have said minimizes, because we're not personal. We're humans. Okay, we're not robots. We're gonna have emotions no matter what. Clear entry criteria, no guessing when to enter. Defined risk. You know your loss before you enter. This is the biggest thing that changed my life, guys. It changed my trading forever. Is when you accept your loss. So if I have a 20-point stop loss and I have one mini, which is $20 a point up or down, I know that if it hits my stop loss, I lose $400. It's not a surprise to me. I don't want you guys being surprised. Oh my gosh, I took this loss and now I'm down $1,000. What do? I blew my account. That should never happen. That should never happen. If you take a trade and you're on the final leg of your fund, you should know, all right, if this loses, my account is going to be blown. I'm going to have to start over. And sometimes that'll happen. That's okay. As long as you're trading your system. Systematic approach. You have the same process every single day. And finally, high probability following institutional money flow. When you have a system, emotions can't sabotage you. You're in the driver's seat, they're in the passenger seat. Now, before we get into risk management, let's talk about, oh my gosh, what the heck happened? Let's talk about what the orb is really telling us, okay? Oh, this is in replay mode. I was like, what the heck is happening? So let's talk about what the orb is really telling us. So we go back here to today. And every single morning, right, I want you guys to do these 4 things, okay? Every single day, if you're in Team Bull, you know what I'm about to say, is I want you guys marking the pre-market low, right, for after 0-0 for the morning session here. I want you marking the pre-market high, right? I typically like to keep those blue, so I keep them separate from my 15-minute high and low levels. So I want to know what's pre-market low, what's pre-market high, and then I'm going to wait the first 15 minutes. I'm going to mark what is 15-minute high. I'm going to mark what's my 15-minute low. So every single day, I want to know how far away pre-market low is from our 15-minute low. I want to know how far away pre-market high is from our 15-minute high. And why do you think that is? Because I want to have clear price targets. For example, today's trade, my ultimate goal and what's going to happen 2 or 3 out of 10 times is I want to know exactly how far away my pre-market low is from my low here. Because, for example, today's trade, I entered here. I wanted to see a price target of pre-market low. If I know where pre-market low is, right, from our 15-minute low, I want to know, hey, if we reclaim this, how big of an opportunity do I have reversing this 15-minute or this pre-market low to make our way back up to 15-minute low? So when I'm trading the orb, the first thing I want you guys looking for is you mark the first 15-minute high, first 15-minute low. I like to use the 5-minute chart. That's my bread and butter. Now, I'm next going to wait for a 5-minute close above or below. You see here it's below. On the example we spoke about earlier, right, on the move up, it was above. Now, ideally, when we're looking at the orb, the goal here is to catch the trend move. The goal here is to catch the trend with minimal risk. So for me in today's trade, I didn't like that this candle had less volume, so I waited. I liked that this candle had more aggressive volume, so I tried the next pop up with stops above this level. When I see price going back and forth like this, close above, close below, close above, I know that it's no longer valid. Your first close above or below is going to be your most effective one when it comes to trading the 15-minute orb. Okay? It's also worth noting that if we close here, we try to get a move down and fail, or we get an aggressive move down, then you want to be really careful with the close above until you get solid volume confirmation and price action confirmation. So here, an orb at the end of the day, I'm not going to try this. There's no way in heck, if I get an orb in power hour, it's very rarely I'm going to try it unless I get some super aggressive pin bar or super aggressive candle that tells me I should. Even this, right? We have technically higher volume here, but what can you guys tell me about this candle that closes above? Half the candle is a wick down. What about this next candle? This pin bar up, but it has half the volume of the previous candle. So I'm not going to try to long that. Are you kidding me? And this is something you'll see all the time. You'll see this consistently, guys, where that second or third try of the orb will just fake you out. The first one where you can get solid confirmation of volume is going to be your bread and butter. And it all boils down to support and resistance trading. Now, what else do we notice when we're trading the orb? I marked the 15-minute high. and 15-minute low, I'm also going to mark out our 50 and 61.8 retracement. So I take my fibs and mark it out from here down to here. Now, I want to know these levels every single day because oftentimes if you see an aggressive candle off the open, aggressive to the low or aggressive to the high, you'll notice that will come, test this area, fail the 50% area in here, and then move on down. We also had an inverse fair value gap here. We had this fair value gap here, aggressive move down, inverse to here, move down. Not a trade that I took, but nonetheless, it's something to keep on watch because if you can hold below the midline and you consistently reject the midline like today, you see we came down, rejected it, moved down, moved back up, rejected the midline. I think we had a Trump tweet here, so this isn't really a fair example, but he was talking about firing Jay Powell or just some nonsense. I don't know. And I can't keep up these days. And we touched this 50% retracement to a T and aggressively moved down. We fail to go higher over it, fail, 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 move back down before aggressively buying it back up and then chopping the rest of the day. So what I want you guys doing every single day to keep things as simple as possible is marking your 15-minute high, 15-minute low, always having your midline drawn, paying attention to how price and volume are reacting when we are at this midline in here, and then trading accordingly. If we would have seen this move back up, let's see if we can get a better example here of a real-time example of what actually happened. So let's go here, 15-minute high, 15-minute, 5, 10, 15 low, and then we have our midline, right? We saw that that was where we failed. We had the higher volume kick in, the reversal here, failed the midline, moved back down, moved back into the midline, failed back down. Always a point of emphasis you want to have when you're trading in here. So we went over that example already. Let's talk about what happens here. All right, we went over this, but let's see it. Let's talk about the midline perspective of it. 5, 10, 15. We're going to mark out our midline here. Okay. What do we notice? That we come aggressively move down and then buy this move completely back up and close right above it. So when we see this, this is a tough candle to trade because when you have a candle like this, what's the problem here? Tell me in the chat, what's the problem with this aggressive candle here? You like the volume, you like the body here. What's the problem? Is that if we're to take a buy down here, we have so much risk. If we're going to try it, let's say we get the perfect entry, you get the absolute golden entry, okay? At which I just can't foresee that happening. Maybe a pre-market high here, that's why you take it. But say you like pre-market high here. You try that retest back down. If you take this trade, right, to below these candle lows, you have 65 points worth of risk on that trade. I like the pre-market high entry here. I can see that with the midline around here holding. But man, this is a really tough trade to rationalize, given that the bottom of this is 65-point risk, and even here is 55 points. So to make this 1-to-1, you need a massive move up. You almost have to get high a day out of that and more to get 1.5R, which you end up getting, sure, but this is just a lot of risk. So unless you're trading very minuscule size, got smoked on Monday with that setup. Yep, and exactly. It's a really tough one to execute on and trade. So for me, I personally I like this trend setting candle, wait, 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 and then here's what I like. You guys see the candle that I like? My VPA guys see the candle that I like? It's right here, and I like it a lot. You see this move up, aggressive push down, hold above these levels with higher volume. At this point, I'm okay with you looking at, all right, well, we closed at 944. The low of this is 911, right? So that's about 30 points, about my maximum risk. Let's see if we can take an entry here, hold the midline, stops here. Then ideally, if we touch high a day, what is that? That's 1R. That's a 1-to-1 trade. Now, on that, you have two options. You can either A, take your trim at 1R and move stops to break even. That's what I would likely do. Or B, you try to shoot for more, keep your original stop loss. I personally like, if I take a trim at 1R, 98 out of 100 times, I'm moving my stops to break even. So unfortunately, in that sense, you get the 1R trim, this aggressive sell candle would stop you out. But you notice we hold, and then you have your second chance opportunity to where we're breaking out above this 15-minute high with aggressive volume. We close the strong body candle at a new high of day. We have rising volume. That's where you can look at the orb setup above this previous resistance, keep stops below this candle, and try to ride this up. And that's what I want you guys looking for. Now, what burns most of you guys is that you get impatient. You realize for this good setup, you got to wait an hour and a half. Do you guys know what the average attention span of a human being is in 2025? It's 8.2 seconds. 8.2 seconds, guys. We're not outpacing goldfish. Come on. So I need this group here. I need this group here to really focus in on having solid attention spans. I need y'all to be able to wait for that A+ setup. We are not goldfish, baby. We are piranhas, and we're trying to find some NQ food. We're piranhas, we're sharks, we're dolphins, we're whales. We're getting after it and making our money. You are not a goldfish. Let the rest of these weirdos be goldfish. Not you, though. You are not goldfish. You can pay attention. I was just, not to get off topic, but I was just telling my private group that I want everyone meditating, because oftentimes when we meditate, you have to be okay with sitting with yourself in discomfort. Well, it's the same thing with trading. You got to sit there in discomfort, waiting for a trade to play out, or waiting for a trade setup to come. And if you can develop patience and not being so impulsive, you're gonna be able to capitalize on the good setups that you see and make more money long term. So, not to get off topic, but you have to be able to wait for those A+ setups. A+ setup, right? A+ setup. Maybe a pullback to this high here. A+ setup. There's a few A+ setups a day that if you have the patience, you will execute on. If you don't have the patience, you're going to keep getting chopped up in here, not holding to your price targets, selling too early, and ultimately hanging up your cleats as a trader. And I don't want you guys to hang up your cleats as a trader. I want you guys to be trading in 2026 and 2027 and 2028. I want you guys trading through the volatility, trading through the stagnant. Whatever the market may give you, I want you having a plan. And with these sets of tips, you can have a plan. So just to lay things out as simple as I possibly can for you guys. Again, let's talk about it. We want you to A, market the 15-minute high and low. So tomorrow, I need all of you marking out the 15-minute high, 15-minute low. B, I want you drawing out your midline from high to low, right? Your 50 and 61.8. That's all that matters. C, I want you guys waiting for a close above or below, right? On this particular trade, we have this aggressive move here, this pullback down, right? We have this reversal candle here, but lower volume, so no dice here. On this, if you're looking for this trade, you either A, right, you see this pullback into this area. Oftentimes, I want you guys having your stop losses set. Call it, take this trade below your trend setting candle. So for here, it'd be at 30 points. That's about the maximum it can be. Upside target, ideally 1.5R. I mean, that's ideal. It's kind of stretching it here, but at least 1 to 1.5R, then moving your stops up. So you wait for that close above. This is a little shaky of a setup, but I could still see it being one, or waiting for this aggressive move up. I don't like so much how high this gets from the level, but waiting for a pullback back down, 970 down to this 940. It's about 30 points. You could still pull a 1-to-1 out of this. Or plan B, and this example actually doesn't work, but it's a good example, so I'm going to tell you anyway, is watching for the reversal. So I'd say 6 out of 10 times, 5 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, you're going to see a setup like this, okay? And this can be an option too. This one does not work, just so you know, but maybe that's a good thing for us. When you see us fail the 15-minute high or the low, close below, retest, right, and you get that aggressive close below, you can either A, if you entered early, kept stops above this candle, you caught an aggressive move down. That would have worked. However, if you waited for, a solid second body close candle, tried this pop up, likely fail, then you ultimately likely got stopped out trying to catch this move down. But you'll see a lot of times that when you get an aggressive sell candle like this, you pop back up, you're going to see more continuation to the downside and test this low. Not every time, but a lot of the time. So that's part of the orb you can keep in your toolbox too. It's honestly pretty rare you see aggressive selling with higher volume and then bounce right back up at the midline. It doesn't happen super often, but it did here. And if you tried this pop up here, you would have lost money. But it's a good rule of thumb to know that this setup will work and will continue down at least half the time, I'd say. I don't have that statistically mapped, but at least half the time I would say. If you took it on the immediate close down, stops below the trend setting candle, because again, this had higher volume, right? Close below, then you would have caught in a banger from here all the way down to here. But if you guys waited for the second candle close, there's a good chance you would have been stopped here. I'm open with you taking the reverse orb if volume is confirming it and if you're having higher volume on the trend setting candles. Does that make sense, or does that not make sense to anyone? And it's okay if it doesn't. I'd rather it did. But I want to make sure it makes sense to y'all, because if it doesn't make sense, then we're not doing this for any reason. Good. You can see the rest of the day. Look how well the 15-minute high is respected. Very, very well. This is another example. When you see aggressive push, liquidity sweep down, and aggressive push back up, there's a good chance that you're going to see this move continue. It doesn't continue much, continues. You see this move down, higher volume here, but then our doji comes in, equal volume to this, is a good chance that move is going to continue. If you guys simply just watch volume, watch price, execute these simple factors on the 15-minute orb, and the biggest part of this is just stay patient, you're gonna have more success. I challenge you to implement these things as soon as tomorrow. We're not done with this yet. We have a lot of valuable stuff to go over still. Stuff that I would argue most of you struggle with most. But I want you guys really focusing as soon as tomorrow on waiting these first few candles, marking your highs and lows, waiting for the close above or below, and watching what price wants to do. I mean, I do this every day live, Nick. I mean, you can come watch me. You can join Team Bull with the 3-day free trial and come watch me do it live. I mean, I do it every single day. I've done it for a long time. It's all support and resistance trading. It just happens to be the first 15 minutes high and low. In the end, you're reading VPA with support and resistance. That's why it has such a high win rate. That's why it's so reliable. It's simple, it's effective, and it allows us to manage our risk. That's the key. If you can do those things, it's going to be a game changer. Not even about flexing. I'm just saying, you know, it's all live. You watch for the trend setting candle, you visualize your risk, you use VPA, you stay disciplined, you do those things, you're going to have a lot more success trading. And that, my friends, is a fact. Now, the most important part of this is risk management. I want you guys protecting your capital like your life depends on it. Rule number 1 is I never want you risking more than 1 to 2% of your account per trade. Never. Even per day, arguably. Rule number 2 is I want your position size based on stop loss distance, not confidence. I don't care if you're super confident or not confident. I want you guys basing your position size on your stop loss. What's your potential risk? Rule number 3 is I want you having, as soon as tomorrow, predetermined loss limits per day and week. That's one of the biggest things that's helped me get payouts, or just even in general build my live accounts, is I want you guys focused on, if you're trading a funded and you don't have a daily loss limit, you got to have one for yourself. So tomorrow, if you're up $900 in your funded account, tell yourself, the most I'm willing to risk today is $300. Okay, well, what does that mean for your trades or your 2-loss limit? It means you can risk about $150 a trade. Well, what does that mean? Well, if I have a 20-point stop and I have 2 micros, which is $4, okay, what does that mean? 40 times 80 is 160. So $4, 20 points, right? That's $80. That's an $80 stop, excuse me. So if I have 4 micros, that's $8 a point. 80 times 20 is 160. I could take 2 losses with 4 micros of 20 points to be at my maximum loss limit, or my daily loss limit for the day. And I need you guys thinking like that, knowing, okay, if I use this amount of contracts and I have this amount of risk and this trade presents itself and I follow my stop losses, this is my worst case scenario for the day. And once you have that worst case scenario, once you gut the risk before you take the trade, that's when the emotions start to lose their grip. And finally, rule number 4 is always define your exit before you enter. Next is position sizing, the game changer. Most traders enter positions based on emotions. Not you anymore. You're not a goldfish. This looks like a sure thing. Bigger size. I need to make yesterday's loss back. Bigger size. Profitable traders size mathematically. We trade probabilities. Account size times risk management divided by stop distance equals position size. Every trade risks the same percentage for futures its points, and emotions are removed from the equation. If you guys want these slides at the end, you can DM me. I can get you a set. Now the daily trading rules. 1 is pre-market. I want you to review yesterday's trades objectively, and honestly, you guys should be doing this in the evening. 2, have a daily loss limit. That's non-negotiable. And 3, identify key levels to watch. Next, during market hours, I want you to only take high-quality setups, only A+ setups. When you start to feel that itch, and I know this, I dealt with this for a long time. When you start to feel that itch, that tilt, that impulsivity, that need to take a trade, you got to just breathe. You got to breathe and wait for 5-minute closures and define risk. Stick to position sizing rules, stop trading after predetermined losses, and finally, post-market, review performance without emotion and focus on process, not P&L. The money management match. How many of y'all want to make 100K a year trading? Let me know in chat. Do y'all want to make 100K a year trading? Would that change your life if you could make 100K this next year trading? If you could make $100,000 in the next year trading, I bet that would change a lot of your lives. Totally. Absolutely. Well, it takes 252 trading days a year. You have to average $396 per day. With a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, you need a 60% win rate and 2 to 3 trades per day max. That's how simple it is. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying it's easy. But simple? Yes. This is completely achievable with the right framework, with the right system. Totally achievable for anyone who puts in the work. That I agree on. Easy? No. Simple? Yes. Possible? Yes. That's what I care about. If it's possible, I'm in. Some key takeaways so far I want you to know is that trading success comes from following volume, not just strictly chasing price. The 15-minute orb removes emotion through systematic execution. Risk management keeps you profitable long term, and following institutional patterns gives you an edge. Now, a question for you. I'm just curious so far. We're not done. Has this masterclass already changed how you think about trading? I want you to comment yes. If you have loved this class so far, if you've gotten value from this, let me see a yes in the chat. If this has changed how you think about trading, oh my gosh, we got a lot more yes than I thought. We're gone. I told you guys, we're done playing around. Because it takes a simple systematic approach to change your life. And I mean that completely. We're not done yet. Just letting you guys know. Now, I got to ask you another question. Was this worth your imaginary $2,000 investment? Yes or no? You came so far. You've gotten your value. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We're piranhas, not goldfish. If you know, you know. We deliver on these. I know your time's valuable, and I respect that more than you guys know. More than you know. Now, here's what I know about you. You're here because you want more than just tips and tricks. You're an hour into this webinar. Most of you have stayed. We've been rocking for over an hour now. You want the complete framework that creates consistent profitability. You're tired of lacking technical knowledge and sabotaging your trading. I know I was. When I kept sabotaging my trading, it drove me nuts. And you're ready to treat trading like the business it is. That much I know about you guys. How do I know this? Because not long ago, I was you. This was me working sheet metal construction. Hide your kids' ears. I fucking hated that job. It sucked. I was out in the heat and I was doing sheet metal HVAC and it was horrible. But it instilled in me that that was not the life that I wanted long term. I didn't want to live in the rat race. I didn't want to have to worry about bills. I didn't want to have to go to the grocery store. All right, let me check my card, make sure I have enough money. I couldn't live like that anymore. It drove me nuts. So when I say this, know that I was in the same spot as many of you guys years ago before I started this trading thing. I've been there. It's not some cookie cutter, oh, I got rich in the last year. No, it was a lot of grind, a lot of sacrifice, and it was really, really hard. Guys, it's really hard, but I know you guys can do it. The reality check is what you've learned tonight is valuable, but it's only about 20% of what you need to become consistently profitable. To get the full framework, you need a full volume analysis system. You got to implement that. You got to get the experience. You got to get the reps. You need advanced risk management systems. You need to know what works for you because Muhammad, Jessica, Samir, Chris, Ulysses, Jason, all of us are different. Trading is not one size fits all. You need live trade execution practice. You've got to put your reps in. That's the one thing you can't buy. You can buy education, you can buy computers, you can't buy execution practice. That comes in screen time. And personal mentorship and accountability. No matter where you get it, whether you get accountability from me or your mom or your friend or whoever, you have to be able to stay accountable when things get tough, because I promise you guys in trading, things are going to get tough. That is a fact. If I didn't have my fiance and my trading friends in Team Bull and everyone around me, it'd be really tough during the tough days to keep going, especially when I was first starting out. It'd be really, really tough. Now, tonight, I have something special for you. You've been here over an hour when you could have been doing anything else. A lot of people are doing other things, and that's why they're not in the same spectrum as you. 95% of people fail. The other 2 to 3% end up breaking even. 1 to 2% will make it in this long term. You guys spending an hour doing this shows where you're at. Now, I want you to comment mentorship if you want to hear about the complete program and what I have to offer for you. How many winners we got in here, baby? Come on. I would like to introduce you to my Master Mentor program, Building the Next Generation of Profitable Traders. Now, many of you in Team Bull have seen Jay. Jay started trading at 65 after a successful real estate career. He crushed it. Bro looks like he's 40. Man's killing it. First year was ugly, too many indicators, moving stop losses, and inconsistent results. He joined me in Team Bull, learned to focus on psychology over strategy, and everything changed. He's now 68 years old, making 6 figures from payouts that I have seen and verified, trading an hour or two daily. Started at 65, now 68, crushing it. Bro, looks like he's 40. I dead ass, when I asked, I thought he was 50. I was like, when he told me he was 68, I was like, bro, you are jacked. Huh? When I'm your age, I want to be you. Big Daddy Jay, come on now, give it up for him. And it just goes to show that no matter what age you are, right? I'm curious, how old is everyone here? I'm 29 years young, baby. How old is everyone here? 32, 65, 20, 19, 41, 33. We got a wide range. 63, 60, 39, 23, 45. I don't think anyone's 2 years old. If you are, then you're very advanced at typing. 16, 35. We got a wide range. And I'm here to tell you guys that whether you're in your 60s or you're in your teens, you just graduated high school, that you are not late to the party. Social media can make you think like that. Oh my gosh, I'm 25, I'm 35, I'm 45. I got this debt. I can't get into it. No, you're not late. Prime example, Jay started at 65. He's crushing it at 68. Living his dream life, retired, making other income, trading with prop firms, trading his own live account. You love to see it. 128, oldest person in the world trading with us. Cliffy, first month in the mentorship, first month ending profit, and 7 months of day trading. Still has a long way to go, but falling in love with the process. Staying accountable, crushing it. Cliffy's results speak for themselves. We had Chris, who got his first ever set of payouts with Team Bull in our mentorship wins tab. Absolutely crushed it. $2,500 in the month, 4th funded account, absolutely going bananas. We had John, positive words. We had Chris, crushing, as I said. We got Brett, killing it. The transformations happens when you have the complete psychological framework, personal mentorship and accountability, and live trading experience with guidance from someone like myself with 9 years of experience. Now, what you get in the Master Mentor program. Phase 1 is volume and psychology mastery. I want you to have complete emotional control of your framework, volume analysis systems that work for you, loss and winning streak management, and confidence building through systematic execution. That's what I want you having for phase 1. If you're a Master Mentor student, I want you to type it in here. Richard, mentorship is worth it. Let's go. I love to see it. I love seeing you guys win. Phase 2 is strategy implementation. Advanced 15-minute ORB variations, knowing what works for you, multiple market condition adaptations, entry refinement and timing, and exit strategies for maximum profit. Thank you, AM. Appreciate you. Phase 3 is risk and money management. I want you to have a personal position sizing calculator, daily and weekly loss limits, account growth strategies, and professional trading business setup. And 4 is Master Mentor, which is 5+ group coaching calls and mentorship calls per week. We had 4 the last 2 weeks. Exclusive chat support. I'm on every single week, keeping you accountable, answering questions in a small group, so it feels more like 1v1. You can ask around the chat. And hands-on accountability. What else do you get in the Master Mentor program? You get access to BullCon, which we're having our first one in 2 days. This coming Friday and Saturday here in Denver. The RSVP is closed, but you'll have a chance to get in for our next one at the end of October. In-person events with live trading with me, GD, and Brandon. In-person live trading and an entire day of teaching, education, feedback, and more. You get lifetime access to our Discord live trading community. You're trading live with me for years to come. And everything else that comes with learning from me in real time. You get lifetime access, as I said, and direct 1v1 mentorship if that's the package you so choose. One-on-one calls to address your specific challenges, a customized trading plan for your situation, direct accountability partner, and trade tracking and mentor mode where I review your trades or someone from the team will review your trades. I don't have time for this. Well, let me ask you something. How much time do you spend a day? Go to your phone, not right now, but after, and look at how much time you spend scrolling your apps. I bet you have 1 to 3 hours of screen time, hopefully not more. I know some of y'all are sitting 6 to 8 hours. Watching trading videos that don't help. Analyzing losing trades that you could have avoided. Recovering from emotional trading mistakes, or working a job you want to replace with trading income. The Master Mentor program requires 1 to 2 hours per day. Your current approach probably takes more time from that and gives you worse results. Would you rather spend 90 days learning the right way or spend the next 3 years struggling with the same problems over and over? The value? I think it's worth $25K plus. That's not what it costs, but the volume and strategy mastery program, $3K. Live daily 1v1 mentorship, $15K. Private community, $2K. In-depth mentorship, $3K. In-person BullCon events, $3K. Those go a lot more expensive if you know anything about in-person events. My personal phone number, $997. Lifetime access, priceless. That would be fair. However, if I did all this, if all this did was break you all past the roadblocks to finally become consistently profitable and making $1,000 a day, $500 a day, would it be worth it? If it built you a sustainable full-time or secondary income source, would it be worth it? If it gave you the freedom to be with your family and do whatever you want, whenever you want, would it be worth it? Those are questions I want you to all ask yourself. Now, at the end of today's lesson, I'm looking to take on, for the end of July and August, 5 traders into the private 1v1 mentorship. If you think you have what it takes, this is for serious traders only, to master reading volume and proven strategy, implement a systematic approach, become consistently profitable, and have direct access to me daily, whether it's calling or texting, the link to apply is in the chat. Andrew, if you'd like to drop that, you certainly can. If you'd like to apply to work with me, you can use that link in the chat. Let me go ahead and get it for y'all. And I will give you the chance to work with me 1v1. Let's see here. Andrew, there we go. teambull.com/apply. If you're ready to take things to the next level, head on over. Whoops. There we go. Head on over to apply now. And I promise you guys this, is that if you want to work with me, you'll get your value. If you don't want to work with me, keep getting all the free value I give you. There's tons of options. I trade live in Team Bull. I have free Fridays in Team Bull. And you guys know from my posts that I like changing lives. I've been that trader who didn't know what the heck I was doing. And for some people, you're not ready for mentorship. And that's okay. But for those who are serious and ready to change their life, I've found for me personally, and everything I've did with real estate investing, you guys know I flip houses, I had a mentor. And trading, I've spent more than you guys could probably imagine in my time on trading mentorship. In fitness, I hired the most valuable and best fitness coaches to learn. Everything that I've done, and you guys have seen I've been blessed to have a lot of success in my life, has came with positive mentorship. So I'm going to keep going forever, giving you guys free game. I'm going to keep doing these webinars once a month, once every 2 months. as often as I can. But if you're ready to level up, if you're tired of making the same mistakes, if you're tired of losing, if you want to speed up your learning curve, this is an opportunity for you. So you can go to teambull.com/apply. It's in the chat. Book a call with our team, and we'll see if it's worth it for you and your situation. Now, the guarantee, when I'm done yet, if you follow the program, attend every live session, implement the volume and strategy frameworks that I'm going to teach you, put in 100% effort for every one-on-one call, take action on what you learn, and you're not seeing the results, I will work with you for free until you are. And that is 100% guaranteed. If you're putting in the work, you're doing what you want, you're not seeing the results, we work together until you are for free. And that's a guarantee. I put on the screen, screenshot it, do whatever you want. That is something I'm willing to back, because I know, and you can ask around, I know that if you put in the right work and do what I say, you'll feel better, you'll feel more confident, and over time that leads to results. And that's something I'm confident in for every single one of you guys. This sounds too good to be true. I get it. You've probably been burned before. A lot of people have been burned before. They burn out from shitty programs. I've been there. Excuse my language. Maybe you bought a course that didn't work. Maybe you followed a guru who disappeared, or maybe you tried other programs that overpromised and underdelivered. Here's what makes this different. I trade live every day. You see my real results, not just highlights. You see this in real time every single day. I personally mentor each student. This isn't a course you're left alone with. I guarantee your success and confidence. If you don't become profitable, I will work with you for free. I'm not saying it's get rich quick, but if you're working with me, if you're doing everything that's asked for you, and you're not seeing results, we work together until you are. I focus on psychology first, the real reason most traders fail. I like to think I'm pretty damn disciplined. So when I'm putting in this work for you guys and working with you, I want you to be the most disciplined and best version of yourself. I'm going to check in on you. You can ask my 1v1 people. I check in very often with people. That's what I do. I care about my students. I want you guys to win. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building a sustainable and profitable trading business. What if I'm not ready yet? It's just like becoming a dad or a mom. You never really feel ready till it happens. If you're waiting to feel more confident, have more knowledge, or have the perfect setup, you'll be waiting forever. The students who get the best results are the ones who start before they feel ready, commit to the process completely, and trust the framework even when it feels uncomfortable. That's when the most growth is had, is when it feels uncomfortable. You don't need to be ready. You need to be committed. Why this will work for you? You'll have the right psychological framework, a proven profitable strategy, professional risk management, and personal mentorship and accountability to get you to where you want to be. How can you possibly fail with this foundation? How? And finally, you have two choices. You can continue struggling with inconsistent results, emotional decisions, and hoping for the best, or you can get the complete framework, personal mentorship, and systematic approach to become a consistently profitable trader. That choice is yours. You can apply below. There's limited spots because a lot of it takes my time. You can click the link in the chat or go to teambull.com/apply. And I'll be here answering questions for the next 15 minutes. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything you need, I genuinely hope from the bottom of my heart, my friends, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that you guys have gotten, if nothing else, the value of your time tonight. That's the link in the chat from Admin Andrew. I hope that you guys have had an hour where you feel like you can go into your trading day tomorrow and feel more confident and feel more disciplined and feel more focused. I want you guys taking a little bit of tidbits, marking the first 15-minute high, first 15-minute low, waiting for BPA confirmation, going into the day calm. I challenge you to meditate. I challenge you to win your morning tomorrow. I challenge you to stay as patient as possible when you are going into market open tomorrow and when you're trading. All those small things and implementing what I taught you tonight will dictate how the rest of your week goes. I want you guys to win each day, win each week, win each month. And as you do that, you win the little battles, you win the war. That's what I want you focusing on. That's what I want you guys doing, whether you're a part of Team Bull, whether you're not, whatever it may be, whether you feel tapped out, whether you feel motivated, I want you guys winning, because in the end, I've been there, guys. When you have a bad day or week trading, it can really weigh on your soul. Like, you can really feel like excuse my language, a mother effing loser. And I hated that feeling. when I felt like a loser, when I felt like I couldn't get it. I told my mom and my girlfriend and my friends I was going to become a profitable trader. They all said, oh, well, you know, the stats on that, you know, are you sure about day trading? That's a scam, this and that. That sucks when you're looking at defeat straight in the face. So for me, and what I personally wanted to accomplish, I went all in. Now it's your choice if you're ready to go all in or not. And if you are and you want to work with me, that's great. If you don't and you want to do it on your own, that's great too. I'll be here to help as I always have been. A lot of y'all have been following me for years, and you know that I love seeing you guys learn, level up, and win. This shit changed my life, and I hope it can change your life too. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, mean that. So we do, baby. So I hope you guys all had a blessed experience with me tonight. I hope that you're walking away thinking, wow, that was worth an hour, hour and a half of my time. I do my absolute best to do so. I appreciate you. Always learn something new from you. Amazing class. Stick with Team Bulls Education. Hey, let's go. Appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys for being here. Again, if you decide to, I look forward to working with you. If not, I look forward to seeing you in all my free content inside Team Bull, inside the next webinar, whatever it may be. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys think I should post this recording, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. DM me on Instagram or something. Bring out the pitchforks. Make me post it. We probably will. I know a lot of people that wanted to watch it, or you guys want to rewatch it and study. So for you guys, we probably will. We'll give you guys direct access first. But trade smart, trade safe. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for trusting me with your trading education. Choose discipline over dopamine and start tomorrow. Start applying tomorrow. Start applying Friday. I want you guys to win the rest of the week. And then once you win the rest of the week, once you guys see this in action, tag me on your Instagram story tomorrow once you see this in action. Implement what we taught. We're going to make some money together. God bless you guys and have a great rest of your night, okay? Adios, everyone. God bless. Have a great night, everyone. Peace. God bless y'all. Jesus is King. That's right. See everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you guys. God bless. God bless, God bless, God bless. Peace.